I'm so happy, Vicky. Where have you been?
Daniel, I've been good. Just been busy with work and other things.
Oh my gosh, I missed you so much. So, tell me, what's new? What has been happening?
Nothing really, except that after the inauguration, our new branch would soon start functioning properly. And guess who would be in charge?
I despise guessing games.
Amelia.
What?
Yes, the boss nominated her, and the board of directors confirmed it.
Wow. So, it has gotten that far. So, the boss didn't see anyone else worthy enough to run the place.
Why do you sound that way, Daniel? You should be happy for your wife.
Whose wife? Vicky, please spare me the pretense. Don't act like you don't know that Amelia has been wayward and unfaithful to me all this while. She doesn't even sleep at home anymore.
Really? Actually, I've heard and noticed some things. But I didn't know it was this bad.
It is. She doesn't sleep at home. She doesn't cook. She doesn't allow me to touch her.
If it's gotten to that level, then you should divorce her. What are you waiting for?
Vicky, I've contemplated that several times. But it's against my religion, and the marriage is still new. What would people think of me? Besides, I'm still hoping that she might change for the better. But it's like hoping for the best, while expecting the worst. I don't want to divorce, Vicky. I love my wife so much. I'm just hoping that someday she'll realize her folly and come back home.
You wish. Listen, from her behavior at work, and everything you've said, I doubt she'll change. Divorce her, or better still, put some restrictions on her.
What kind of restrictions? I can't control her. Don't forget I'm jobless, while she holds a high post in the company now.
Begin by restricting her from using the car, your car.
That car is now hers.
How do you mean?
She bought it from me. She duped me.
What? Daniel, is this what you've been going through? What kind of woman did you marry?
The woman you gave me. The woman you connected me to. That last sentence made her feel bad. She had completely forgotten that she was the one who connected me to Amelia. She apologized sincerely, and said she had no idea it would end up this way. She said she had banked on Amelia's well-cultured family, and her elder sister's good example. She didn't know Amelia would turn out completely different. It's all right, Vicky. What do I do now?
You know what? I have a proposal for you. I want you to meet Amelia's sister, my friend. We need to talk about this.
Are you sure she'll come? I once tried to report Amelia to her parents, but she refused to be spoken to. In fact, she didn't even show up when she was summoned, and her parents didn't seem interested. Their body language and everything suggested I was a bore, and should let their daughter do whatever made her happy. I'm sure she's giving them plenty of money now. I doubt she'll come.
Don't worry, Daniel. Her elder sister, Thelma, my friend, is the one person she listens to.
All right, if you say so. Let's arrange the meeting then. I said, just trying to be optimistic. We talked about many things, and she truly came to realize that I was suffering. I told her of my difficulty finding a job, and how I had been scammed out of a huge amount of money. She felt pity for me and said she had a job I could do in the meantime. It could help put food on the table, though it would be a downgrade for someone like me who had once been a boss. I asked her what the job was, and she told me it was a food delivery job. She said she knew a catering company that needed workers. I wouldn't be working in the restaurant, but I would be delivering food to various places. As expected, I felt bad that I had to go that low. However, I came from a humble background. I had been taught by my parents to do whatever it took to survive, no matter how demeaning. So, I accepted her proposal. She said she would contact someone she knew who already worked at the place and get back to me. When she was about to leave, and of course, I was sad that she was leaving, she removed $100 from her bag and handed it to me. I looked at the money with mixed feelings and then looked at her. Vicky, you can't do this. You can't be giving me money.
Daniel, please take the money. I know how you feel. But you need to understand and accept your current reality. You don't have a job, and you're fast running out of money. This will really help.
I can't, Vicky. I'm sorry.
What's wrong with you, Daniel? Listen, come down from that pedestal you're standing on, and realize that you're now broke and jobless. The only thing you've got left is this big, beautiful house, and thank God you haven't sold it. Stop being stubborn and take the money.
Ouch, that hurt. Thank you for reminding me about my poverty.
Yes, someone needed to tell you.
All right, give me the money then. After all, your fiancé is overseas. He sends you enough. Let us all be enjoying bushfaller money.
Which fiancé?
What are you talking about?
Forget it, we'll discuss that another time. I have to leave now.
All right, Vicky. Be safe.
You too, Daniel.
After she left, I looked at the money and smiled. It seemed like so much to me now. Back in the day, that amount would have been nothing, but everything had changed. I placed the money in my bedside cupboard, lay down, and smiled to myself. Vicky's visit had warmed my heart. I thought about the job she had suggested. God, Daniel Hernandez, a delivery man. But what could I do? Life had offered this, and I would take it with joy. At least I might get free food. The next day, I was in the living room watching a Christian channel when my phone rang. The message being preached had engrossed me, so the ringtone startled me. I checked and became excited. It was Vicky. She had two pieces of good news. First, she had booked an interview for me at the food delivery company. Second, Amelia had agreed to meet with us. I thanked her and ended the call. The interview was the next day, and the meeting with Amelia was scheduled for Sunday. The following morning, I dressed casually but smart, prayed, and went to the location. A uniformed guard welcomed me, asked some questions, and took me to see the boss. The boss was beautiful and chubby. She was extremely dark and looked very strict.
Young man, you begin work immediately. This job requires no special skill, so put away that fat file you're holding. Go to the kitchen. The chef will give you an apron.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Good. What's your name?
Daniel Hernandez, ma'am.
You've got a fine boy name, and you also look good. Don't get any ideas in your head, young man. And stop smiling. Because of your looks, you'll be delivering to my rich and important customers. Are you educated?
Yes, ma'am.
What level?
Degree.
That's a bonus. You'll be very useful here. We'll give you a car for deliveries. It's strictly for work. Don't go using it for your fine boy things. You'll be paid $120 per day because of your degree. All the food here is for sale. If I catch you eating, you'll pay for it, or your salary gets deducted. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
One more thing. Most of my customers are rich women who like handsome guys like you. Hope you know what I mean. Strictly business, young man. No fooling around.
Yes, ma'am. I understand.
Now go to the kitchen and begin work.
Ma'am, please, what's your name?
Call me Mummy Care International.
Yes, ma'am. I had a job for the first time since losing my last one. The salary was just about a tenth of my former pay, but I was grateful. I lived in my own house, had no children, and Amelia no longer depended on me. I thanked God, and I thanked Vicky. She was a true woman of virtue. Day one at work was interesting. Almost all my coworkers were young, beautiful ladies. I'd never been surrounded by that much beauty in one place. They all wanted my attention, and I gave it. But I stayed cautious around the boss. She had warned me clearly. Still, I broke both her rules on the first day. I ate plenty in the kitchen. Sunday came. Time for the meeting with Amelia. I worked Saturdays, so we scheduled it for Sunday at 4 p.m. By 3 o'clock, everyone was gathered except Amelia, who arrived an hour late and unapologetic. We let it go to avoid an argument. But the meeting ended even before it began. Amelia wouldn't let anyone speak. She rained insults on everyone, even her own sister. I barely recognized the woman I once married. She called me a lowlife, said she was rich, beautiful, and didn't have time for unserious people. Her sister couldn't take it and confronted her. Amelia then did the unthinkable. She threw them out.
You're sending me out of this house?
Yes, I am. Go concentrate on your own family.
From what your husband has said about your shameful attitude, you've no right to send anyone away.
Good, you remember he's still my husband. That gives me every right. Now leave. And as for you, Vicky, I'll see you at work.
And so, Vicky and Thelma left, without resolving anything. Amelia turned on me next, unleashing all sorts of hurtful words, before slamming the door and leaving. That should have been the end. But somehow, I still hoped God would work a miracle. For now, I chose to focus on my job. I had now worked for 2 months without any issue. But I knew my day of reckoning would come. One day, after a delivery, I returned smiling and singing to myself. My smile vanished when I saw the boss standing in front of me, arms crossed, eyes stern. Good evening, ma'am.
See me in my office. Now.
Okay, ma'am. What had I done?
How have you been enjoying your job?
Very well, ma'am. I love it.
I can see the ladies love you. And you've been eating my food.
I'm sorry, ma'am. It was just leftovers.
That's okay. Today, you'll be working overtime.
No problem, ma'am.
Good. Guess what?
Yes, ma'am.
You'll be working at my house.
I understood fully well what it meant to be the object of a boss's attention. So when Mummy Care told me I'd be working at her house that night, I prepared myself mentally, not just for tasks, but for any unspoken expectations that might come with the assignment. I had never been to her house, and I didn't even know if she was married. She didn't wear a ring, but that didn't mean much. It could have been a personal choice, or she might have simply forgotten to wear it. As night fell, it seemed I wouldn't be going to her house after all. One of her wealthy friends had urgently requested a late-night pizza order for a small gathering. Mummy Care immediately mobilized the kitchen staff. Naturally, I was asked to handle the delivery. I secretly hoped that by the time I returned, it would be too late to head to her house. But I was wrong. When the pizza was ready, I went to her office. Good evening, ma'am. Since it's already quite late, can I close for the day after this last delivery?
Why do you ask?
Well, you said I'd be working at your place tonight, but it's already night, and we still have work to do.
You're right. Okay, go do the delivery. You won't be working at my house anymore. But when you get back, see me before you leave.
Yes, ma'am. The delivery went smoothly. When I returned to Mummy Care International, the place was nearly empty. It was almost 11 p.m. I parked the van and went inside to report to her. I knocked on her office door, but there was no response. I pushed it open and found the room empty. I called her.
Daniel.
Yes, ma'am. I'm back, but I can't find you.
Please come to the kitchen.
Okay, ma'am. When I reached the kitchen, I froze at the doorway. Mummy Care was standing by the stove, frying pancakes. But that wasn't what caught my attention, it was how she was dressed. She wore nothing but just undies. I immediately averted my eyes and looked away.
I know you're there.
Yes, ma'am. Can I wait for you in your office?
Request denied. Come in.
I stepped inside slowly, still looking away. When I got closer, she turned to face me with a smile. I could sense her intention even without her saying a word. Don't you think you're dressed inappropriately?
No, I'm dressed for the occasion.
And what's the occasion?
You're a grown man. Don't pretend you don't understand.
Mummy Care, I respect you. I truly do. But I can't do this. I'm a married man. More importantly, I'm a Christian. I don't want to sin against God, or against my conscience. I think I'll leave now. Good night, ma'am, I said respectfully. I turned around and walked out of the kitchen without looking back. I heard no protests behind me. Just silence. Back in the parking lot, I sat in the van for a moment, heart pounding, not from fear, but from the weight of the decision I had just made. A decision to honor my vows, my values, and my faith. That night, I drove home in quiet reflection. I knew I had done the right thing, but I also knew it might cost me dearly at work. Still, some things are worth more than a job. The next day, I decided to tender my resignation letter, and also return the vehicle to Madam Care. Back at Real Motors Incorporated, Amelia, my estranged wife, was in the boss's office. She was making an unpopular proposal that didn't sit well with him.
I still insist that I want Vicky to be fired.
That cannot be done, Mrs. Hernandez.
My name is Amelia.
Great. Amelia, Vicky has been very valuable to us. She works hard, gives her very best, is extremely dedicated, and has the company's interest at heart. To her, this place is more than just a job. Real Motors is like home. So, there's no way I'm going to dismiss her just like that.
You know what? I think you just don't want me to be happy here.
Why? And by the way, what exactly do you have against Vicky?
That's my personal issue.
Good. Since you say it's personal, let it remain personal. Please don't bring it into the workplace. However, I'd strongly advise that whatever is going on between you two, you find a way to resolve it, for the sake of Real Motors.
Never.
Amelia snapped, before storming out of the office and slamming the door behind her. Lord, I know I've made mistakes. I know I've fallen short in many ways. But please, I'm asking you, help me find another job. I don't want to keep sitting at home doing nothing. Give me something meaningful to do, Lord. Help me get back on my feet again. Please, Lord, help me. I'm already losing it. Please come to my aid, I beg you, please. Within a month, I got another job. I was now working at a dry cleaning and pressing service. My main duty, as had now become my pattern, was delivery. After clothes had been dry cleaned and pressed, my task was to return them to clients. Some customers preferred to come pick up their clothing themselves, but the very wealthy ones always insisted on home or office delivery. One day, my boss called me into his office and said I would be making a delivery to a private club. Not a nightclub, but an exclusive gathering of the city's richest men. They were hosting a small, yet extravagant get-together, at one of the most exquisite and high-end venues in town. There was going to be a pool party, jacuzzi, barbecue, and all the other luxuries that only people with real money could afford. A week later, the owner of that venue brought in a number of night robes, white towels, and swimsuits to be cleaned in preparation for the party. I was tasked with delivering them back. I carefully arranged everything and packed them neatly in a large plastic bag. I secured the bag on the lady's bike I now used for deliveries and set out. If I had known what awaited me at that venue, I would have begged my boss to assign someone else for that delivery. Because what I saw there broke my spirit and ruined my day. First off, the place was stunning. Even the security guard at the gate looked well fed, and dressed in a crisp uniform. I parked my bike outside, balanced the plastic bag on my head, and walked in. The guard asked who I was. After I identified myself, he instructed me to follow him to see his boss. I trailed behind him, until we reached a large, beautifully decorated open space. The place looked like a beach. In that space were also a luxurious pool, bubbling jacuzzis, and tables covered in expensive bottles of champagne, whiskey, and other elite drinks. There were groups of wealthy, well-dressed men seated comfortably. Accompanying them were tall, slim, beautiful girls, many of whom sat on the men's laps, sipping champagne and giggling. While the men were still fully dressed, the women wore nothing but bikinis, some of them so skimpy they left almost nothing to the imagination. A few weren't even wearing anything. It was clearly a party for the rich. As my eyes adjusted to the setting, I began to recognize some of the faces. To my utter shock, I realized many of them were members of the board of directors at Real Motors Incorporated. Then came the biggest blow. Sitting confidently in a white lounge chair was my former boss, and beside him is my wife Amelia, dressed in the skimpiest bikini of all. I froze for a moment, unable to breathe. Then, I snapped, "Amelia, what are you doing here?" She didn't respond. She didn't even glance at me. "Who is this guy? I thought he was just a delivery man." "Don't worry about him, he's just a disgruntled ex-employee." Oh, I see. Well then, young man, stop making a scene here. This is not a place for people like you. Just look at your appearance. If you keep disrupting my guests and embarrassing this gathering, I will have you arrested. I'm not leaving without my wife. What are you talking about? This woman here is my wife. We're still legally married. Amelia, say something. Stand up from there and let's go home. But Amelia continued to ignore me as though I didn't exist. Suddenly, the entire group burst into laughter. They mocked me. To them, I was just a nuisance. A madman putting on a show. My pain was their entertainment. I couldn't hold myself any longer. I charged toward my boss, fists clenched, ready to punch him and teach him a lesson about sleeping with another man's wife. But two heavy-set security guards quickly restrained me and pinned my arms. The venue owner took out his phone and made a call. Hello. Yes, it's me. I've received the package. But why on earth did you send a madman here? Yes, he's here yelling and fighting. He's harassing my guests and causing chaos. Okay, thank you. I'll handle it. After the call, he turned back to me, his face filled with disdain. Then he addressed his guards. Get this garbage out of here. And listen carefully, memorize his face. If he ever steps into this place again, consider yourselves unemployed. Is that clear? Now throw him out. I fought back with everything I had as they dragged me toward the exit. The whole place roared with laughter and jeers. Even my former colleagues, men I had once worked with, were laughing at me. And worst of all, Amelia, the woman whose bride price I had paid, laughed too. When they finally threw me out like trash, I got on the bike and wept like a child, as I rode back to the pressing place. My vision was blurry from tears. I nearly got hit by cars several times. Still, I managed to make it back. But sadly, my troubles for the day were far from over. As I entered the building, my boss stood there, arms akimbo, with a scowl on his face. I could read his expression instantly. I had just lost my job. This time, though, I didn't go quietly. Before I left, I gave him a piece of my mind and insulted him. When I got home, I took a few sleeping pills. I couldn't bear to be awake. The image of Amelia sitting beside my boss half-naked haunted me and poisoned my peace. I didn't know how long I slept, but when I finally woke up, I felt a bit calmer. I wandered to the living room, turned on the TV, and began watching a Christian program. In the days that followed, I sank deep into depression. I became so consumed by despair that I once again contemplated suicide. But I remembered my Christian teachings, how suicide was an unforgivable sin. One that left no time for repentance. That thought alone pulled me back from the edge. Still, though the suicidal thoughts left me, another took their place: vengeance. I began to plot how I could take down my boss, the man who had taken everything from me. In my pain and confusion, I didn't even place the blame on Amelia. All my hatred was directed toward him. My broken and tormented mind believed that if I could get my former boss out of the picture, Amelia would come back to me. I walked to a shop and bought a gun. After buying the gun, I smiled bitterly. My mind was made up. Tomorrow, I would be going to the premises of Real Motors Incorporated, and I would be taking my gun with me. Feeling satisfied with myself, I went to bed in peace. Because there was peace in my heart, I fell asleep as soon as I hit the bed. It was the following day. I got up very early, bathed, and got dressed. I went to my bedside cupboard and pulled out the gun. I checked to make sure it was loaded. Satisfied, I exited the house, got a bike, and headed straight for Real Motors Incorporated. My first setback happened as soon as I got to the premises. The security blocked me from entering the company. I told him I wanted to see the boss, but he didn't seem moved. "Excuse me, sir. May I see some form of ID?" "Matthew, you're asking me for identification. Don't you know me?" "I do, sir. Still, everyone is required to present a valid ID before being allowed into the premises. You know the rules, you helped create them." All right. Here is my ID." I handed him my old company ID. He inspected it, looked up at me, and then smiled faintly as he handed it back.
There's a mistake here, sir. Your company ID is no longer valid. You need a government-issued ID.
I don't have one.
Then I'm sorry, sir. My orders are clear. I cannot allow you in unless there's an order signed by the boss himself.
But when he saw the pistol I was holding, and after I threatened to refrigerate his stomach, his attitude changed quickly. He stepped aside, and I entered the inside with fury. Of course, this had been my former workplace. I didn't need help finding the boss's office. As I stomped toward his office with my gun drawn, the employees scattered in horror. They couldn't understand what was happening. I looked like a violent criminal. When I reached the door of the boss's office, I saw Vicky and Justin exiting with files in their hands. They had clearly just left a meeting. Both were stunned to see me, and even more stunned to see the weapon. Vicky was the first to speak.
Sir, Mr. Hernandez, what are you doing here with a gun?
Stay out of this, Vicky. I've come to see your boss. Where is he?
He's inside. Please, don't go in there like that. You'll only make things worse. Daniel, please, go home. I beg of you.
Move, Vicky.
I won't.
Vicky, I'm warning you. Move, or I swear, I'll blow your brains out. She looked into my eyes and saw that I wasn't bluffing. Shaking, she moved aside and joined Justin, who had cowered against the wall. Daniel, what are you doing? Yes, Joel, it's me. Surprised to see me. Please, don't kill me. What are you doing with a loaded gun? I came to kill you, Joel. You took my wife. You humiliated me, and now, I'm here to end it. But first, where's the little whore called Amelia? I don't know. Please, if it's money you want, I'll give it to you. Just don't kill me. Oh, so now you can beg. I've been informed that Amelia is here in this office. If she doesn't come out by the time I count from 1 to 3, I'll shoot. Okay, she's here. I can't hear you. She's here. Amelia, for God's sake, come out from behind my desk. Amelia stepped out, visibly shaken. She looked 5 years older. You ungrateful traitor. After everything I did for you.
I'm sorry, Daniel. It was the devil's work. Please don't kill me. We're still married, please.
So you remember that now. You duped me, shamed me, betrayed me with my own boss.
I know, my love. I swear I'll leave him. I'll come back to you. I'll resign and fix everything. Please, Daniel.
It's too late, Amelia. You pushed me too far. There's only one solution left. You both are going to die. I raised the gun and cocked it. Just then, a voice rang out from outside.
This is the police, Mr. Daniel Hernandez. We know you're armed. Drop your weapon, or you'll be shot.
The police. Matthew must have called them. My plan was over.
We're coming in on the count of 3. 1.
All right, I've dropped the gun. The police stormed in, handcuffed me, and dragged me away. Amelia and Joel were frozen, gasping for air, grateful to be alive. I could swear Joel was crying. Every staff member at Real Motors was watching from their office doors. I was dragged to the police van in full view of all. I was utterly alone, except for Vicky. She followed, sobbing. The van drove off, and after 30 minutes, I arrived at the prison. I was placed in pre-trial detention pending full investigation. I was searched, stripped, given a prison uniform, and thrown into a cell. It wasn't as bad as I had imagined, ventilated, with a halfway decent bed. But the smell of urine and feces was unbearable. I was told that while I awaited the date for my trial, I would have 5 hours every day for sunlight. The rest of the day had to be spent in my cell. The very next day, after a long, miserable, and lonely night, a beefy prison guard came to my cell and told me it was time to go out to the courtyard. I sensed that he was friendly, so I asked him why I was being let out when it wasn't yet time for my sunny hours. He told me that an NGO was coming to see the prisoners, and everyone was required to assemble in the courtyard. The meeting with the members of the NGO didn't interest me at all. After they left, we were granted 3 extra hours to roam the grounds, before returning to our cells. It felt like a small holiday. I had no friends yet, so I just walked around aimlessly, studying the environment and looking for weak spots. just in case I ever thought of escaping. About an hour into my silent wandering, we were called back to our blocks for lunch. A plastic plate of rice and meat was handed to me, and I noticed it looked better than usual. It was warm, spicy, and strangely appetizing. I hesitated for a second, then shrugged and began to eat. I was halfway through when I began to feel a strange sensation in my chest. My hands trembled, my vision blurred, and cold sweat broke out on my forehead. What's happening to me? I clutches my stomach as I collapsed to the floor. Everything around me began spinning, the voices of other inmates fading into echoes. My breathing became shallow. Panic gripped me as I realized something was terribly wrong. Then, I saw a group of inmates watching from afar, whispering. A strange smile was on one of their faces. That was the last thing I saw before everything went black. Suddenly, I woke up with a loud gasp, drenched in sweat, my heart pounding in my chest. I looked around me in confusion, and saw that I was in my bedroom. It had all been a dream. It was just a dream, but not an ordinary one. I knew God had just warned me. That nightmare was a vision, a clear message that if I had taken the decision to go to Real Motors Incorporated with my gun to kill my boss, I would have ended up in prison, or worse, dead. Lord, thank you. Thank you for speaking to me. Thank you for showing me mercy even in my anger. Please help me let go. Help me not to repay evil with evil. When I finished praying, I checked the clock. It was 4 a.m. It was still dark outside. I got up, went to my drawer, pulled out the gun, then went to the kitchen and got a nylon bag. I carefully wrapped the gun, and still in my pajamas and slippers, I stepped out of the house. I walked about 2 kilometers, until I got to a small ravine, and flung the gun into it. As I turned to leave, I felt peace settle over me like a warm blanket. By the time I got back home an hour and 30 minutes later, I felt lighter. After a quick bath, I wore a pair of joggers and a white t-shirt, then settled in the living room and turned on the TV. Just as I leaned back, there was a knock on the door. Who could that be this early? I walked slowly to the door and opened it. You wouldn't believe who it was. You guessed right, it was Amelia. What do you want here, Amelia? Have you suddenly remembered your home?
I didn't come here for that.
Then why are you here?
I want a divorce.
Are you really serious about this?
Are you dumb? The handwriting has been on the wall for ages. I'm done. I no longer have, or want, anything to do with you. I even thought I might reconsider you, but after that pathetic display at the club the other day, and how miserable and wretched you looked, my mind is made up.
Please, Amelia, reconsider. I'm your husband. Please.
I'm sorry, I'm not the kind of woman for you. I'm a high-life woman. Anyway, I just came to let you know we're no longer together.
Please, Amelia, I'm begging you in God's name, don't leave me, please.
I don't have time for this. Let me go get my stuffs.
I followed her, begging her not to leave, but her mind was made up. She hated me now more than the devil himself. She packed her things, came back down, and as she approached the exit, I stopped her. You didn't take all your stuff. Why?
I have no need for the rest. You can burn them.
Now that you're leaving me, I hope you're not planning to claim this house. I bought it with my own sweat. I'm not sharing it.
Who wants your house? Keep it. It's the only thing of value you own. I'm not so wicked as to take that from you. If I did, you'd become completely useless, and you know it.
Fine, but I'm saying this with pain in my heart. If you leave this house today, know this is the last time you'll ever set foot here. Nothing, and I mean nothing, will make me take you back.
Daniel, my dear ex-husband, what's wrong with you? What makes you think I'd ever come back to your miserable self? It's over, get that into your head. Gosh.
Speechless, I watched her toss her luggage into the passenger seat of the beautiful convertible that used to be mine, and drive off. After she was gone, I turned down the volume of the TV, picked up my Bible, opened to Psalm 121, and read it. Dear God, Heavenly and Everlasting Father, thank you for everything you've done in my life. I come before you as your humble servant. You know how deeply aggrieved I am, but I have accepted my fate, because I believe you have a better plan for me. Please give me the strength to carry on with my life. In Jesus' mighty name I pray, Amen. When I finished praying, I felt as if the Spirit of the Lord had descended upon me. It was like a terrible bondage had been broken. I felt renewed strength and courage. Amelia became like a distant memory, so unimportant that I couldn't believe I had tolerated her for so long. I settled into my favorite chair and turned the TV back up and started watching a Christian program. It had been a month since I was officially divorced from Amelia. I was still jobless, but I felt much happier. Justin's wife brought me food regularly, and sometimes even helped me cook. Justin was such a good man, so good, in fact, that he allowed his wife to care for me from time to time. I decided that when I got back on my feet, I'd reward him bountifully. One day, as I sat in the living room, someone knocked and opened the door before I could even respond. I stood up in surprise, but relaxed immediately when I saw who it was. It was Vicky. Beautiful Vicky. I haven't seen you in ages. Where have you been?
I'm sorry, Daniel. I've been busy and dealing with a lot emotionally.
Is it about your fiancé overseas?
Who else?
What did he do again?
No, we can't talk here. Let's go to somewhere calm. We have a lot to discuss.
Okay. Hold on, let me go and dress up.
All right. Daniel, I heard you and Amelia are officially done.
Yes, but please, let's not talk about her.
All right. So, what do you want to talk about?
Anything interesting. I asked about her and the bushfaller fiancé. The story was heartbreaking. He had returned to the country and secretly married another woman. She only found out through WhatsApp photos. He had already left again before she could confront him. He blocked her everywhere, and she fell into depression. She didn't eat, didn't work, she just cried. Thankfully, her boss, Mr. Jawal, granted her leave. Once she was emotionally stable, she came to see me. I'm so sorry, Vicky. You've been through a lot. You're a good woman, beautiful too. You don't deserve that.
Do you men even appreciate good women?
I do. I just haven't been lucky enough to meet one.
That's true. You're a good man, Daniel. You just ended up with the wrong woman, all thanks to me. I hope you meet someone better.
I hope so too.
I wish I had a man like you, handsome, humble, understanding, devoted.
What would you do?
I'd be the happiest woman alive. I'd be faithful and give you all the joy you need.
One day, Vicky came home with news that would have crushed me in the past. Amelia and Jawal were getting married. The wedding was scheduled for the following Saturday. I felt a vague sense of betrayal, but quickly brushed it off. That Saturday, at 6 a.m., I couldn't sleep. I sat in the living room and turned on my favorite Christian channel. A live service was on. The prophet was questioning a man. So, you were three that robbed the man.
Yes, sir.
Did you kill him?
No, sir. We just took the $60,000.
Why didn't you kill him?
I believe the Spirit of God was with him. We were instructed to kill him. But the way he pleaded for his life, we felt pity and spared him.
Hallelujah. Who sent you?
Mr. Ewell, the MD of Real Motors Incorporated.
And the victim?
Mr. Daniel Hernandez. He was the assistant MD and board rep at Real Motors.
This is serious. You know that, right?
Yes, Prophet.
Do you have his number?
Yes.
Call him now. My phone rang right there in front of me. I picked up and told the prophet I was watching live. He invited me to the church. I called Vicky, who burst into tears of joy when she saw I had finally been vindicated. Justin rushed over, also watching live. He came in a rented car, and we all drove to Mount Horeb Ministries International. Meanwhile, at another church, everything was set for Amelia and Joel's wedding. Amelia was dressed beautifully, the guests were seated, but Joel was nowhere to be found. He had been arrested on his way to the wedding, charged with robbery, conspiracy, and attempted murder. He was denied bail. No one listened to his desperate pleas. Back at the church, chaos erupted as the news broke. Amelia fainted, then regained consciousness. She leapt up and ran out, crying hysterically. She had been abandoned at the altar, again. And this time, her village people were innocent. She had begun to reap the fruits of her wickedness, and that was only the beginning. Amelia was simply inconsolable. She went home and wept until she fell ill with a fever. Her parents stayed by her side through it all, trying to comfort her, but their efforts were in vain. After a week of mourning, she managed to pull herself together and headed to the police station, where Joel was being held. She requested to see him. It was hard for them to face each other again, especially under such devastating circumstances.
Why did you do this to me?
It wasn't my intention, baby. I was arrested on my way to the church. I never meant to humiliate you or abandon you.
Yes, you didn't plan to. But it happened anyway.
I'm sorry, my love. Don't worry. Once this is over, we'll get married immediately. It'll be a private wedding this time, okay?
Joel, when will you be released? I heard you've been denied bail.
Yes, babe. Can you imagine that? That devil, Daniel Hernandez, your ex-husband, and his lawyers requested the court deny me bail. Even Justin was with them. I always knew Justin was a snake.
You knew, and what did you do about it? I asked you to get rid of him. But you said no. Anyway, I want the truth from you. Please tell me, did you set Daniel up?
Yes, I did.
Why?
He was a threat. Our bosses had started favoring him, and it wouldn't have taken long before he replaced me. I had to do something to stop that from happening.
Joel, I heard you even planned to have him killed. You asked the robbers to kill him.
Yes, I did. Can you believe those foolish guys betrayed me after all the money I gave them?
So, it's true. Joel, you're a devil. How could you try to kill Daniel?
You dare call me a devil? You adulteress. What gives you the moral authority to judge me? Didn't you also abandon him? Didn't you walk away from your husband?
It's not the same thing, Joel. Betraying someone is bad enough, but planning their murder, that's evil.
And what are you, Amelia? When you were enjoying my money after dumping your poor, jobless husband, you didn't care where that money came from. Remember the car you bought with it? You thought you had hit a jackpot, right?
You know what, Joel? I'm tired. Everything about you feels like a bad dream. I regret ever leaving my loving husband for you.
You ungrateful fool. You didn't leave your husband for me, you left him for money. You wanted a good life after he lost his job, so you ran to me. To think I even planned to marry you. You're pathetic, a terrible wife.
Say what you like. All I know is, it's over. I don't love you anymore, and I don't want to be with you.
You're abandoning me.
Yes, I am.
In that case, you're fired. And don't forget to return the car keys. I'm taking the car back.
You don't have that power anymore, Joel. You're just a common criminal now, locked behind bars. You can't fire me, and you definitely can't take back the car.
We'll see about that. Meanwhile, Daniel Hernandez, was at the police station at the same time Amelia and Joel were having their heated exchange. They didn't know I was there. I had come to speak with my former boss, Joel, but the officers on duty said he was already with someone. They let me wait nearby, and that's how I overheard the entire conversation. Though I had long suspected Joel, hearing his confession with my own ears still left me shaken. I wanted to barge in and land one of my signature punches on him, but I held back. I couldn't risk being arrested for assault, but when I heard them talk about the car, my car, I couldn't hold back any longer. That vehicle had been bought with the very money that was stolen from me. I leapt into action. They were both shocked to see me appear suddenly. Amelia looked like she'd seen a ghost.
Daniel, how long have you been here?
Long enough to hear your whole heart-to-heart with this criminal you were about to marry.
Daniel, please, you have to.
Shh. I don't want to hear a word. Just give me the keys.
What keys?
The keys to my car.
That car was bought from you, remember?
Yes, but with my money. The same $60,000 that Joel stole. You were part of it, and you know it. So once again, give me the keys.
Daniel, please.
Let me have the keys. Delay one more second, and I'll make sure you're locked up right beside this devil. With trembling hands, Amelia opened her bag, pulled out the car keys, and handed them to me. I smiled. Thanks, Amelia. Always a pleasure doing business with you. As for you, Joel, you destroyed my life. You took my job, nearly took my life, stole my money, my car, my wife, everything. What did I ever do to you? You were my friend. I trusted you. Daniel, shut up. I'm telling you now, as long as I live, you will never be free. I will make sure you rot in jail for what you did. Evil like yours belongs in hell. Please, Daniel, I'm begging. Drop the case. Let's settle like brothers. I'm not your brother. The law will deal with you. If I were you, I'd pray to remain in jail, because if you're ever granted bail, you won't last a week on the outside. That's a promise. That was the last thing I said before walking out. Amelia was sobbing. I ignored her and exited the station. There, parked in front, was my beloved Audi convertible. I couldn't believe it. My car was finally back. I stood beside it and whispered, "Baby, I missed you. Welcome back to my life." I got in, fired the engine, and drove straight home. Immediately I got home, my phone buzzed. It was an email from the foreign owners of Real Motors Incorporated. I read it out loud. Effective immediately, you are hereby appointed as the new managing director of our branch. Joel has been terminated. You will receive full back pay for the months of wrongful dismissal, plus reparations. We trust your leadership, and give you full authority to restructure the company as you see fit. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. The God of restoration has restored everything the enemies has stolen from me. Thank you, Jesus. The next morning, I walked into Real Motors Incorporated. Like a boss, there was a buzz around the office. Many of the staff were thrilled to see me. Some, however, were visibly uncomfortable. They were Joel's loyalists, the same ones who laughed at me when I was delivering groceries. Well, their time was up. 2 days before my return, a company memo had been sent, announcing my appointment. The staff had even planned a welcome party. I appreciated it, but I'd already decided who wouldn't be attending. The next day, I fired all the disloyal staffs. They were paid in full, but they had to go. Loyalty mattered. Next, I summoned Amelia to my office.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Amelia. Yes, I sent for you. Under normal circumstances, you would have been fired. But since you're my former wife, I've decided to be merciful. You can continue working here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
However, you will no longer serve as human resource officer. From now on, you will be the head of cleaning department.
What? Sir.
You have 48 hours to decide whether to accept the new role or leave. That's all. Thank you. She sat in disbelief, then walked out slowly. When she had gone, I called in Justin and Vicky. I appointed Justin as the new board representative, my former position, and Vicky as the new human resource officer. I needed to work with people I could trust. 3 days later, she stopped coming to work. I later heard she returned to her parents' village to stay. Joel was sentenced to 30 years in prison, with eligibility for parole after 20 years, only if he behaved well. The 3 men he hired to kill me received 5-year suspended sentences, thanks to their confession and the prophet's intervention. 10 years have passed. I remain the MD. The company thrives under our leadership. We never heard from Amelia again.